the founder of Lead Management and the creator of the Market Your Message formula. In the last 16 years, Nyala has owned several successful businesses, both online and online, giving her a unique approach to fundamental brand building and creating business systems built to last. Nyala Phillip is best known for her straight shooter teaching and extensive experience in marketing and sales. After defeating the odds of becoming a statistic in the NYC foster care system, Nyala went on a mission to help change the lives of women who were meant for more. Nyala believes that you are the missing ingredient. Your story and experiences hold the power to transform your life and the lives of those you were meant to serve. Passionate about helping you discover your inner strength and become the trailblazer you were meant to be, Nyala offers real solutions for your brand and business growth. She focuses on helping her clients grow profitable brands that scream authenticity. Somebody scream that out. Authenticity. Realizing the need to create a proven system for success, Nyala created the Market Your Message formula, which helps coaches and service professionals find and market their unique message so they can create the life they deserve and the legacy they desire. Ladies and gentlemen, Ms. Nyala Phillip. this is my first time getting to speak at a faith-based conference, so I felt like I had to do that. I felt like I could do that. All right, so today we're going to talk about how to get paid to market your message. My name is Nyala Phillip. I first want to thank Renelli, Kim, and Donna for giving me the wonderful opportunity to serve you guys this weekend. Thank you very much. So I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about me. As Kim said, I'm Nyala Phillip. I'm a Marketing and Income Strategist, and I help people find and market their unique message. I'm a mom of 2, a wife of 1, and I love to serve and teach. I feel like if every single thing I've been through in my life was to position me to do this. And it's crazy how, as I was going through things, I didn't think it was this. I sold t-shirts, I did hair, I opened up a daycare in my home, and all of that to end up right here. So I feel like I'm now truly following the purpose and the assignment that God has for me. So I'm going to give you guys a little background, not even a little, I'm going to tell you my story. This is my hair salon, Complete Transformation, my ex-hair salon. But my story didn't start here. So I want you guys to close your eyes for me. I want you to take yourself back to when you were 12 years old. And I want you to imagine yourself walking home from school. And as you get closer to your home, you see some garbage bags in the yard. You see a blue van with some white riders parked outside, and you start wondering, what's going on? You're only 12. When you get in your home, you see your mom, you see your grandma, and your mom turns to you and says, you're going to live in a home for troubled kids. So I want you to open your eyes now. That was me at 12 years old. And I have to tell you that from birth, I always felt unloved. I always felt unwanted by my family, and like I didn't belong. So when I got that news from my mom that I was being sent away, it validated everything that I believed, that she didn't want me. Because, see, a lot of people get sent away to foster care because they don't have parents. But I had parents, and they gave up their rights. So it made me feel unwanted, right? So here I go into this group home, and when I get there, I look at all these other kids, and I realize they're the complete opposite of me. So some of them were sexually abused. Some of them were born into drugs, right? Some of them had mental problems. So once again, I felt like I didn't belong. As a matter of fact, every one of the staff members that had a hand in caring for me would say, Nyala, you don't belong here. I see something in you. You don't belong here. But I was angry. I was very angry. And I started playing a blame game for most of my life. If my mom never put me in foster care, I would have never ended up on welfare Section 8. If my mom never put me in foster care, I would have never ended up being a teenage mother. If my dad was around to love me and I knew who he was, I would have never ended up in an 11-year abusive relationship. And so every single thing that happened to me in my life became someone else's fault. So now I'm 29 years old. And I'm sitting in a pool of my own urine after being dragged into the basement of my home by the one person, the only person who I thought loved me, and the only person in my life that made me feel wanted. Go figure. And that night, I went in the bathroom and I looked at myself. And I had a conversation with myself. Nyala, what are you doing? What are you showing your daughter? Is this what she has to look forward to? So on that day, I decided that I would change my life.
3 months later, I opened up Complete Transformation on one of the busiest streets in Philadelphia. 6 months later, I met my now husband, who don't even raise his voice, much less raise his hand. And see, what I learned from that is you have to start first if you want God to bless you with the rest. So I had to be willing to say no more. That's right. And I had to be willing to take those steps so he could come and help me with the rest. Yeah. So now I have this salon, and I think I'm the mom, right? I got a brick and mortar, right? Well, within 18 months of opening up my salon, I'm sitting in my salon with the lights off with a letter in my hand, and it's saying, you have 30 days to leave the premises. So now everything that I worked for, I thought I finally was doing something. I was finally going to get somewhere, make my mom proud. Maybe this will make her, proud and show that the love was there. But it didn't work out. So I said, all right, I'm going to go back online. I'm going to try this thing one more time. But see, guys, I still had a lot of hurt in me at this time. So having a salon didn't really change anything inside of me. Because when I lost my salon, the first thing I started doing was blaming the same husband that God gave me. If I didn't meet you, I was on my way. And because I met you now, look, to the same man that God sent me. Right? So I come back online, and I remember about 6 months, this was in 2012 after the salon closed. I remember about 6 months later, I found myself in the living room really stressed and crying because when I came online, I learned about sales funnels and having to do videos and all these things that I didn't want to do, and I kept trying, but nothing would work. So I was frustrated. That's why I was really blaming my husband. I was frustrated. So one day I'm on YouTube. How many of you guys are YouTube lovers? So I'm on YouTube, and I seen this headline. It said, teen mom on welfare turned millionaire. And it caught my attention because I was a teen mom on welfare. So I said, okay, let me check this video out. When I clicked the video, I seen my first mentor sitting in the living room. She looked so beautiful. Her house looked beautiful. I was like, oh, I would love to be just like that. And she's saying, you have the power to change your life. It's not your skin color. It's not the fact that you're a teenage mom. You have the power to change your life. And as I was listening to her saying these words with all this passion, tears start rolling down my eyes even more. I'm talking about ugly face crying. Because it was like a weight was lifted off of me, and I realized that for my whole life I've been blaming other people for things that I had no right. I had to take responsibility. It's not that my mom didn't love me. Let's be real, I was a bad mama child. And she was doing what she thought was best as a mother. I remember every single time I got in trouble with the law, the only person that was there was my mother. So it wasn't that she didn't love me. I didn't need to do drugs to get her attention. I didn't need to get in trouble to get her attention. I really just needed to take responsibility. I was a bad kid. I gave my mother a lot of headache, and she had to make the move that she thought was best. I found myself in that relationship, and I found myself staying in that relationship. And there were many times I could have went to my family and I could have said something and I could have got out of that relationship. But I didn't. And it was no one's fault but mine. So on that day, as I watched that YouTube video, I found my true purpose in life. And that's for me to take responsibility so I can set an example for every other woman out there who's blaming everybody else instead of looking in the mirror. So my message and my purpose in life is to empower women to take responsibility for where you are and where you're going and move intentionally. How many of you ever heard, I know you guys want to say yes, but I'm going to ask anyway. How many of you heard the parable or read the parable of Matthew about the talents? Yes. So God gave one guy 5 talents. He gave the other one 2. I think it was 2. Yeah, 2. Right? And then he gave the third guy 1. So the guy with 5 talents, he came back with 10, right? And then the guy with 2 talents, he came back with 4. Well, the guy with one said, you know, God, I know how you are, and I needed to bury this and keep it safe for you. God wasn't happy with him. He took it away. So I realized that each and every one of you, including myself, has a message to share, has talents that God gave us, and if you don't use it, what was the words that God used to the guy that didn't use it? You guys remember? I don't, so help me out. He said that you were, he told him to get out, right? So that's what's happening when you're not following your true calling. All right? So I believe that every single one of you have a story. I believe that every single one of you have faced things in your life, have overcome things, and because of that, you have a responsibility to share your message with the world. And you have a responsibility to take those lessons that you've learned and use it to help other people. It's not only about you getting to come up, it's about you helping other people get to come up. And it's not only about money, guys. I was able to get out of an abusive relationship. It's my responsibility to speak to any woman who might be in that position and help them if I can. That's what I believe about the people who I serve. So, we're going to go back to the salon. So I lost my salon, I came back online. The first thing I started doing was sharing my story. How did I get the salon? How I lost it? What did I learn? What would I do if I did it all over again? And people started emailing me. And they would say, Nyala, you resonate with me. I even had people email me and ask me, how can you help me share my story in that way? And that's what really birthed Market Your Message. So I created a system following what my young lady from BW Nice said. You have to create a process. So I started writing down all the stuff that I was doing, and this is true story. I started getting clients. My first client was paying me $83 every other week. But what happened is my clients wasn't getting results. So it's like they all loved me, they all felt like they was learning something, but they weren't seeing any results. So I had to go back to the drawing board. And I said, okay, let me write down my steps again. Let me take out all my mistakes. And let me find a simpler way that they can follow and see results. And that's the same system I'm going to share with you guys today. Okay? It's called the Market Your Message Formula. I'm going to give you guys the 3 ways to get paid, the 3 steps to get paid to market your message. When I started sharing this system, I landed my first $5,000 client. And that was heaven, because remember, I'm the girl from Wealthy and Section 8. So for someone to pay me $5,000, I was feeling myself. From then, since then, I've been able to consecutively earn 5 figures every month. I've been able to hit 6 figures in my business twice. The last time I did it in 6 months. Now I'm trying to do it in a month. Right? And this was all from following the stuff that I'm going to tell you guys today. Okay? Let's get into it. So number 1, you have to craft your core story. Okay? You have to craft your core story. Why? Your story enrolls people into your vision. If you want people to buy your products and services, they first have to what? Know, like, and trust you. And the way they do that is by loving you. It's not about what you sell. So those in the VIP heard this part already. But yes, they fall in love with you. And when they fall in love with you, then they want to know more about what you do. So the first thing is making sure that you craft a story. Now the reason why I call it a core story is because there are many stories that you can tell. But this core story is who you are to the core. That mission, why you were put to do what you do right now. Okay? The second thing is that your message, that unique thing. How many of you sometimes feel like you're in a saturated industry and you need to find a way to stand out? It's your story. I guarantee you, I wasn't even here yesterday, but Donna and BW Nice came up, and can you please give me your name again so I can call you by your name? Diane and Donna came up and spoke before me, and each one of them said something about the story. But didn't it sound different? Yes. Why? Their story. Your story is the missing ingredient. Everybody's always asking me, well, Nyala, what's this? How do you do it? What's the secret? There is no secret. It's just you. Put you in everything that you do. Okay? All right, let's move on to step 2. Step 2 is you must position yourself as an expert. When you go on Google and you search, how do I position myself as an expert? This is what you find. You have to publish a book. You have to write blogs or maybe do guest blogging. You have to start a podcast or maybe get interviewed on podcasts. You have to start a Facebook group or you have to start speaking. Which, of course, speaking is a great way to position yourself as an expert, but let's be real, no one is hiring you if you are not expert at something, and if you can't come in front of an audience and teach something. So you have to position yourself as an expert. How do you do that? By creating your own signature system. Okay, Diane mentioned that as well, your process. The only way you can instill confidence and trust into those who you want to purchase from you is being able to give them a plan of action and show them how you're going to take them from A to Z so they can reach their desired transformation and their desired results. This is what most people are missing. How many of you have a signature system? See? This is what most people are missing right now. And this is what can change the game for you. Okay? Step 3. This is my client Jasmine. I brought this up really because I know that a lot of people ask me the question of how can I create a system if I don't teach business? Or if I don't teach something that helps people make money, how can I show the value of what I bring to the table? So when Jasmine came to me, she was already an author. She wasn't getting a lot of sales, and she felt like she wanted to be able to share this message. She knew that she should be doing it, but she didn't know how to articulate it and tell people what they were buying. So we went into her story, because what did I say? Number 1, you have to craft your story. So we went into her story, and she realized that what she lacked throughout her whole story was confidence. And in order for her to start rebuilding her life, she first had to rebuild her confidence. So we created a system. It's called the Purpose to Fly system. It's an 8-step system that teaches you how to acknowledge your value, develop a growth mindset, and ultimately discover your purpose. But it's not about her system. Let me tell you what it's about. It's about when she's ready to work with someone or when she's coming on a stage like this and she wants to teach, she now has steps that she can teach and she can share. Tangible things that people can walk away with. This is very important. So those of you who missed the VIP, sorry you missed it, but I'm going to give you a little snippet here. If you sell services, guys, what you have is it's a promise. You are selling a promise that you can help someone. You can't look at them and say, this glass is shaped in a way that's easy to hold. It's clear. It's made by the best glass from Italy. You can't say that about your services. It's just a promise. So the way you take your services and turn it into something tangible that people will buy is by creating a system. Got it? Yes? Okay. Let's move on. Step number 3. This is the big thing here. I'm giving you the 4 simple steps to getting paid to market your message. Number 3 is you need to master 1 marketing strategy. Not 2, 3, 4, 5, just 1. Just 1. Make it profitable, just 1. And I'm going to give you the strategy today. It's okay, good to be here. Have you ever seen something like this before? So, in 2014, I was scrolling down Facebook and I seen like this ad with a lady from Australia. She was saying, use this, download this funnel that helped me make $1 million in sales. And at that time, I'm like, ooh, I want to make $1 million. I'm about to download this thing. Well, up until this day, I don't have this set up in my business. Let me tell you why. The first thing it says that you have to do here is you have to create a free opt-in page, right? And you have to get people on your list. And then on the thank you page, you have to offer them something for $7 or $27, right? And then if they buy that, then you offer them something for $47 to $97, right? And then if they don't buy that, you send them to an email sequence that sells the same $47 to $97, right? Y'all seen this before, right? Well, here's the problem with this. You have to create all those products. You have to learn how to write profitable emails. You have to learn how to copyright and write sales pages that's going to sell. And man, you have no desire to do that. Put your hands up if you have no desire to learn that. Exactly. You have no desire to learn it. You have no time to learn it. And quite frankly, you are not in the financial position to pay someone $15,000 to do it for you. Right? Let me ask you if you can relate to this. Some of you are go-getters like me, and you say, you know what, I'm going to just create my first product. I'm going to just start with the first one. And you create it, right? And then they tell you, you have to get traffic to that offer. And you say, okay, well, how do I get this traffic? Well, you got to blog, you have to do live streaming, you have to do content marketing, you have to do social media marketing, right? You have to do online summits, you have to do any and everything to get traffic to your offer. How many of you heard that? Why is that not the way? Because it's slow. That's the slow way of doing things. I'm going to give you the easiest and the quickest way to do things right now. Follow this 4 simple step formula that I use every single day and that I teach my clients to use. Number 1, instead of taking all that time to build an audience, what I teach my clients to do is borrow other people's audiences. How do you do that? Well, by what I'm doing right now. See, when you speak, you don't have to fill the event. You just have to show up. Right? How many of you can agree with that? So how can you do that online? How many of you know people who have Facebook groups and who have communities already? How many of you could go to them right now and say, hey, I put together this system that's helping people do this. Do you think this would be valuable to your audience? That is how you borrow other people's audiences. Am I saying stop building yours? No, I'm saying stop putting your eggs in the basket. That's the slow way. Work on borrowing other people's audiences. Now, why most people can't do that? Because they don't have this. When you go in front of other people's audiences, what you really should be doing is teaching people what you know and what you do in a 45 to 60 minute presentation. That's where your process comes in. So you go and you speak in a 45 to 60 minute presentation. What you do is you offer them a free session. That's it. How many of you would take a free session over a $297 one? Why? Because there's no pressure. So if you go and you teach what you know and you teach what you do and you say, hey, if you want to learn how to implement this, hey, let's get on the phone with me, let's talk about it. You'll do it. You'll get people on the phone. And when you get them on the phone, you get them in your program. Because of that touch. They get to see you, they get to hear you, they get to hear your story, they get to tell you all their problems and all their goals, and you get to offer them a solution that will fit them. This is the 4 simple steps to getting clients. Every single person that follows this and sticks with this, that's what Donna said. You have to have focus. You stick with this, within 3 to 6 months, your business will look completely different. Let's talk about some numbers or some facts. Y'all don't have to back it up, right? So, facts. Websites convert 1 in 100. So that means you have to have 100 people to come over to your website to get 1 client. Right? Presentations that directly sell an offer. You know those salesy presentations that you have, and this bonus, and this for $19.97, right? And you're like, really? They only convert 1 in 10. So that means 10 people have to see that presentation for you to get 1 client. Presentations that sell, that offer a free offer, converts 4 in 10. So that means if you give your presentation to 10 people, you get 4 people to say, yes, I would like to speak to you on the phone. And right now, people who are following the Market Your Message formula, when they get on the phone with people without any sales training from me, they can convert 1 in 5. So let's talk about this. If you were to do 2 presentations a month in front of 100 people, with the numbers that I'm sharing with you, and they're real low numbers now, If you were to convert 5 out of that 100 and you bring them into a $2,500 program, you would have just earned $12,500 by just going and sharing your message. How many of you can see that happening? How many of you know you have a message to share? How many of you are really sharing it? So everybody said they had a message, but not everyone said that they were sharing it. So that means you're leaving all of that on the table and you're not following the assignment that God told you to follow. You know how, I grew up in the church, by the way. And one of the things that I always remember was that God will speak to you. And anytime you don't follow, all of a sudden everything goes haywire. Another thing I always heard is that He never gives you any more than you can bear. So do you really think He put me through an abusive relationship because He felt like I needed to be abused? He brought me through that so I can share my message. So how many of you can promise me that from now on you're going to start sharing your message and using my simple 4-step formula so we can get paid for that message? Simply going in front of a room like this. And if you guys are scared, guess what? You can do it online behind a presentation where no one can see your face. You can share your message. You can offer people a free call and you can sign your clients. They tell me I got 1 minute left. So I'm going to leave you guys with this. I want you to turn to your neighbor. I want you to say, it's your story.
It's your story.
It's your message.
It's your message.
It's your process.
It's your process.
And you are the missing ingredient.
And you are the missing ingredient.
All right, let's do it all one last time. It's your story.
It's your story.
It's your message.
It's your message.
It's your